Hey guys, welcome back to a awesome, amazing episode of the Side Piece podcast, your place for anime and manga away from your main squeeze. It is way too early in the morning for me to remember these words. Today, we have my main squeeze, Angela,
Hello.
and we have the newest One Piece Chad, uh, Jason.
Oh yeah, I'm in the Brotherhood.
He's in the Brotherhood. Um, we do not have Tanner on this podcast, on this episode, mainly because we don't want to spoil the virgin. So we gotta continue on. We gotta keep. We're doing this for the nice viewers. If you can't tell by the screen on YouTube or by the title and on SoundCloud and YouTube, we're gonna be covering episode 956 and chapter 999. It's gonna be a fun time, wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
I think it will be. I caught up to chapter 999 like 7 hours ago.
um, it is Sunday, December 27th, 2020. The next issue of Shonen Jump will come out in Japan on the 4th of January. It'll come out at about 11 a.m. on the 3rd, Sunday, here where I'm at, 11 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, we basically stayed up I stayed up as long as I could. But we just stayed up reading the rest of One Piece. We were we were pretty close to the buzzer, weren't we, Jason?
Yeah, you called it quits at like 996.
Yeah, yeah. It was yeah. I was starting to fall asleep. I was like, nope, 996. This is where I'm at. This is this is where I have to tap out. Um. Let's see, Angela. How do you feel about not being the only one anymore?
I mean, the more people, the better.
The more people, the better. That is a good attitude to have. Sincerely. All right. So first, what we're gonna talk about the episode for all the anime watchers. So that way they don't get spoiled and all that good shit. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about our thoughts and feelings on it. Um, it's always good to not spoil people first and then spoil people later, because then if they listen to it, it's their own fault.
Right.
All right. Gotta get my notes out. But yeah, it's um, I can't remember what the name of the episode is. I didn't write that one down. Uh, but 956. Um, it's a pretty good episode. Um, well, to me it is. How did you guys feel about it overall?
Well, something that I couldn't really appreciate until now, because like I'd already seen the anime first and then read the manga later. But for this episode, I had read the manga chapter before I watched it, like right before we started recording. And I could really appreciate the extra content that the anime puts in there. You know?
Like the like a little filler scene here and there, or like extra dialogue.
Well, it's not filler, it's like related to the story, and it's not like just actual filler flashbacks, but like, for example, when Momonosuke, right, was talking with everyone about Hiyori, like in the manga, that lasted for about 2 pages, and then it was over. But we got to see, a bit more concern from Raizo about Hiyori, and we got to see Momonosuke, showing his actual thoughts about Hiyori through like her running through the field versus just Hiyori's alive. Is she safe? Yes, she's with someone. Okay, moving on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean the extra dialogue is pretty good. I thoroughly enjoy that. And me being a prominently manga reader for most of my One Piece journey. I really appreciate the anime's art style a lot in this. It's really good. Like really good art style, really good animation. All right. Well, y'all got your notes out on the episode.
Who takes notes? I
Who-
remember everything like a Chad. I'm a Chad now.
And Angela, you got your notes out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, uh, this is episode 956. The title card is at 3 minutes and 20 seconds on Crunchyroll. Might be a little bit later for Funimation due to, advertising Funimation. So basically, the episode starts off with Kawamatsu telling everyone that Hiyori's alive. But she doesn't want to show herself to the samurai because it's not the way, It's not the way. You don't make people worried about, your warriors right before you go off and onto a death-filled battle, you know. Um, uh, Momo, comes up to Zoro and it's like, hey, thanks for saving my sister. And Zoro was like, you better watch out because, she's like way older than you now. Which freaks Momo out significantly. But overhearing that Momo's sister is now a beautiful woman, Sanji swoops in.
Oh, good old Sanji.
Here we go with Sanji. He swoops in and immediately starts sucking up to Momo, who he ridiculed in the past for, being perverse towards Nami and Robin.
Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He never did anything to Robin. It was always Nami.
No, you remember the
No.
bath scene?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yes. But he sucks up to Momo because he has a boner for Hiyori now. Angela, would you like to take it away from there?
Then I think. Oh, Cuckoo. Uh, I'm terrible at these names.
Okiku.
Gives Katetsu second back to Hitetsu. And then I believe Hitetsu he offers I think Momonosuke the sword that was Odin's. What's the name of it? I'm terrible at names.
So Odin has two swords. The one that he offers Momo is called the Ame no Habakiri.
Okay. And then but Momonosuke kind of refuses it, saying he's not ready for the sword yet. But then Hitetsu also gives Zoro Enma. And I think it's really cool. He actually tries to test it out and he ends up cutting off a whole cliff with it, and then you can see that it gives him hockey on his the arm that he was using the sword with, and I think you can kind of tell that it's so powerful that Zoro kind of struggles with it at first.
Well, it was less
Like
that it gave
controlling.
him hockey. It was more that it sucked the hockey
It
out of his
forcefully
body.
used it.
Oh, okay.
Jason, you wanna continue on after Zoro's all like, yeah, I like Enma.
Right, I remember Hitetsu was like, so what do you want to do? You want a different sword? And he's like, nah, this will do. And I'm like, yeah, that's my Zoro. Oh god, I just watched this episode and now I'm trying to remember specifically what happened after that.
You want us to take this one
Um,
over?
yeah, I didn't know we were actually recapping the entire episode. I thought we were just talking about it in a general sense. I didn't know we were gonna.
Oh, you're good. You're good. After that, we get a small training montage of sorts. Like 6 days until this and 5 days until that. Luffy is seen training with Gear Fourth in Udon, and Frankie's building some ships, talking about it needs to hold at least 10,000 men. Um, and Kinemon and Robin talk about army numbers and shit. It looks like they have about 4,000 compared to 30,000, I believe, is what the numbers were. I didn't write those down, but I remember the 4,000 part.
I think it didn't get up to 54,000 or
For the
5400.
enemy.
Oh, I thought that was okay.
So, and then we see a nice little scene with Zoro and Momo. And Momo's asking about what Sinachi, why did he tell him to say Sinachi? Because he's not supposed to say it, apparently. And Zoro says that Sinachi was said by an old geezer in his village. Just very point blank. Oh yeah, some old dude in my village said Sinachi. And I have some information regarding that after we finish up the episode recap. But Angela, do you wanna take it for the rest of this?
Okay.
Oh wait, no, there's a sizable amount. Just continue on.
Okay, well, I just have a few more things. If I miss anything, you can go over it. But I forgot who said it. But more on Enma, they kind of said like the weak cannot use Enma, and I thought that was pretty significant. Like, you have to be very, very strong in order to use that sword. And then the last 2 points I kind of have is we see Orochi with a letter. He kind of has an informant that and a spy who's giving him information. And I think there was a they have like this kind of picture, correct me if I'm wrong, with that people from their side, they have information and they have like what port they're gonna all meet up at, and I think it changes to a different port. Like it says the second port, and the spy tells Orochi about that. We still don't know who the spy is at this moment in the manga, in the anime, sorry. But we kind of see Orochi getting that information, so we'll see how that affects everything. And then I believe Luffy, you mentioned that he was training for Gear 4, using Gear 4th. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he's trying to knock someone out without directly being in contact with them.
Yeah, he's trying to use Wano's Rio.
Yes, and I think at the end you finally see him do it.
All right. Something to touch on. We see a nice little a scene between Otoko and Kara and Wanda. They made graves for Yasuie and Pedro. It was a really touching scene. Some other things. Rumors are flying that the prank is actually a fixed plan. The Wado Ichimonji Kuina sword and Enma were made by the same person. That's why Zoro, can use it comfortably. And I think that's about it. It's the end of Act 2, and at the very end there is a promotional message with Luffy and Chopper celebrating the 1000th chapter in the January 4th Jump issue, which is amazing that they would put that in the anime. It's so good. And then the teaser. Do you remember? You know what the teaser is for the next episode, right, Jason?
No, I must have missed that part.
Oh, the uh, the
Uh,
the next time on One Piece shows a bunch of familiar faces, including Blackbeard and Katarina Devon. And if you don't know Katarina
uh,
Devon, it's because we've seen her name once, but we know her. She was an Impel Down escapee.
well, I know her devil fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is pretty good. I like her. I like her more after this next episode. But for all you people who don't want to get spoiled and stuff, it's pretty good. I'll just leave it at that. You guys will like it, especially if you like the last few.
Dog fruit, mythical model, or mythical type. Model nine-tailed fox.
That's not said yet, Jason.
Oh,
So how did everyone feel about the episode?
damn it.
You're good. You're good. How did everyone
I
feel
really
about the
liked
episode?
I did. It was
I
nice. It was like, oh my bad.
No, go ahead, finish what yours.
I just really liked that it kind of slowed down the pace a little bit, and then rapidly brought the pace back together, like near the end. You know?
Yeah, I think it was pretty nice. It kind of wrapped up everything in a nice, a nice, neat little package. Um, I know there's a lot of criticisms about doing the whole 5 days and 6 days until the raid on Onigashima. But I don't think that there's any reason why we should see what they're doing. If I'm honest, I mean we're gonna see the end product anyway, and we need to get to Onigashima.
Right.
All right, guys. Any other
Yeah,
thoughts on
it
this
was.
episode? Oh, Angela, sorry.
Uh, yeah, just kind of what you guys said. It was a really good episode. I liked the first part, especially like kind of emotional, where people find out that uh, Odin's daughter is still alive. It was just, I like emotional parts like that to kind of touch your heart.
It was a
Yeah.
really nice. It really touched on everything that makes One Piece good.
It
Uh,
kind of punched me in the gut when I saw it. It was nice.
it was pretty good. All right. Well, I guess that concludes the anime recap. You can always find the anime legally on Crunchyroll, Funimation, or Verve. But this. I hope this helps. Try and get you get your thoughts out there. I really do
And
like
other
this
legal
episode.
sites.
Oh, what was that?
And other legal sites.
And and other legal sites.
You
All
can
right.
find it anywhere.
So, I guess we should move on
Manga
to
time?
chapter 999. We have an awesome, nice color spread. And I'll talk about this color spread here. This is a updated redraw of the chapter 1000 or not 1000, chapter 100 color spread. It's gonna be divided into two parts. We get the first half right here. Um, we still see that Sanji is holding that fish just like in 100. We still see Zoro holding his sword. Usopp still doing his little jiggy dance. But we get Robin and Chopper and Frankie in the background, which is always a nice thing to see. And then if we look at the skull here, we see that the skull has donned Gold Roger's mustache and has Brooke's arm just holding the sword for him.
Yeah, and remind me if I'm wrong, but Zoro's swords, those are. I don't think that's Shusui. I think that's his old swords, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Enma. Enma's in the foreground. It's the purple one.
Ah, that's right. I forgot Inman was purple.
Yeah. Enma's right there, along with Kitetsu the third, the red one.
Which
Frankie. Oh,
I think he's gonna get Kitetsu the second by the end of Wano. I do.
I think that would be pretty neat if you just got a double upgrade.
I think Hitetsu is gonna show up to the war on Onigashima, and he's gonna end up giving Momonosuke the Amano Habakiri, because Momonosuke is gonna understand it doesn't matter if he's ready, he needs to be the shogun.
Well, how is he gonna
And
show up if it's flying in the middle of nowhere?
um, didn't he fly when he was first introduced?
I don't know. I don't know if it's shown that he actually flew or not. I know it shows him kind of like fluttering down, I guess. I can't remember too much.
And I think he will die there. And he'll either give Kitetsu the second to Zoro, or Otama.
We'll see what happens. It's definitely odd. Wano has been throwing us a lot of curveballs. But in this cover page, we also see Frankie fisting a giant treasure chest in his glorious robot hands. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, I guess what we'll do is we'll read like 4 pages a person and switch off. Jason, since you didn't talk too much during the anime recap, you want to start us off? Tell us what's happening.
Yeah. We start off on page 3. We get a nice panel about like the opening to Onigashima, and it's kind of all choppy. The waves are crazy, and an unnamed pirate is yelling at Ace, telling him, to leave. And it looks like, oh god, what was her name? Yamato is fighting Ace at the entrance to Onigashima. Ace kind of declares that he's here to kill Kaido. Yamato is like, he's not here, so you won't find anyone, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying not to make this into the read line. But she does reveal that Kaido's her dad to Ace, and he seems a lot less surprised by it than he probably should have been. He just kind of is like, father? Oh, okay. It's shown that Ace kind of messed up Kaido's pirates, and then they continue their duel.
Okay, can I say something real quick? I just want to clear something up.
What's up?
So, isn't Yamato referred to as Kaido's son? Or am I mistaken on that?
Are you laying on your microphone?
So isn't Yamato considered Kaido's son? Or am I missing something?
Yes. And if you see here in this panel where one of Ace's crew goes, that's Kaido's daughter. The next panel is of Yamato glaring at the dude, going grr.
Okay, so is Yamato's pronouns he or she? Like, this is something that I've really...
He self-identifies as Kozuki Oden and says that he chose to be a man because Oden is a man. So it would be he. It's been a large contention of argument in the One Piece community because there's a text box that said Oda's son, Yamato, and then another one that says Oden's daughter, self-proclaimed Kozuki Oden, Yamato. But both
But
Luffy and
hold on,
everyone else say he is a good guy. So,
hold on. You said Odin, isn't it Kaido? Or
oh, Kaido's son, Yamato, and
oh,
then Kaido's son, the self-proclaimed Kozuki Odin, or Kaido's daughter.
oh,
Yeah, but yeah, everyone in there who knows that Yamato wants to be Odin calls Yamato he, and everyone who doesn't calls Yamato a girl or daughter, which then gets you that look that Yamato gives off.
okay.
Right. When I was reading that, I forget which one it was, but I believe he was talking to Momonosuke, and it seemed to be like Yamato was a little bit gender fluid.
Well, it could be,
Um,
it could be, but I think it's more like, um, he is Kozuki Odin, but he is also Yamato, if that makes sense.
right. It seemed to me to be like Yamato was gender fluid. When it's Yamato, it's a she, but when she wants to be Kozuki Odin, it's he.
I'm just interested to see what Sanji does whenever he meets Yamato. I want to see that
Yeah.
interaction.
He's gonna have PTSD from Kamabaka.
Yeah. All right, so I'll continue on. We get a nice shot of Ace just decimating all the weaklings that are there at Onigashima or Onigashima. Um, and Yamato goes, "Surely you've had enough violence for now. Not that I have any obligation to protect this island." Ace looks at Yamato's little jingle jangle shackles. Um, One of Ace's crewmates, whose name escapes me, says, "Shall we go, Ace? Let's go back to the mainland. The families of these abducted children are waiting." And the children are going, thank you," and they're bowing. Ace goes, "It doesn't make sense that someone this powerful isn't the captain. I want to settle this." Yamato goes, "I am Yamato. Haha, I've been sitting around bored anyway. I'll be your opponents." And we get a Ra from Ace and a Yamato from Yamato. And they clash. Um, I'll do this last page. And then Angela can take over. We get a flash forward into the fight. They're balls deep in fighting. And Ace goes, "You can't choose your father, Yamato." Huffy huff puff. "So you hate your old man that much? Forget about the cuffs. Why do you let him chain your heart too?" What? Then we get a little shot with Poker and I think that's Hold'em, I think. No, Babanuki, sorry. Babanuki on the right. He is a jailer in Udon. Then we get Poker in the middle, and then we get, I believe, an unknown person, just some new dude, or maybe that is Hold'em. I can't remember. Yeah, I think that's Hold'em. And they're all going, "No, no, young Master Yamato, don't. That's a symbol of Kaido's power." And Yamato stands in front of a broken dragon statue and goes, "I wish I could leave too. I want to set out to sea and go on adventures. I want to live as free as Odin did." Uh, and Angela can take it off on the next page, page 8.
Okay. So it looks like uh, Ace kind of laughs a little at what Yamato said, and then he's like, "That's the spirit, Yamato." Um, what is he punching?
The
I have a
dragon
hard time
statue, babe.
making.
Yeah, the
Okay.
dragon statue.
He punches the dragon statue, and Yamato looks surprised, and he's like, "Huh?" Um, then it looks like they are kind of celebrating Yamato and Ace. They have like probably a bottle of sake, and they're kind of laughing, having a good time. Um, but I don't know what's going on in the next panel.
They're laughing on the top of a hill.
Okay. Um, And then we go back to Ace, and there he's like, such a shame when we get along so well like this. And then Yamato's like, if I ever get these off, I swear. And he's looking at the cuffs that he has on him. I'll go out to the sea too. And then Yamato is kind of curious. He's like, what's it like out there? Are there lots of young folks making a name for themselves? And then Ace is like, young folks? When there's this cavern something guy, cave-in something guy, people are talking about him, I guess. And Yamato looks all intrigued. I'm on a level of my own, of course, but I hear about guys tearing things up to the other seas. Kid in the south, Law in the north, Phage in the west. Okay. And then we go back to Ace, but the toughest one of them all won't be setting sail for a few years. My little brother. He's gonna be massive, trust me. How many and then Yamato is like, how many times are you gonna mention your brother? And then Ace is like, as many times as I want. It's all true. And Yamato looks up and wonder. The truth about this dragon statue is, I broke it first, but then he said, this is a warning to Kaido. Until the next time I show up here, my father was furious, but he never saw Ace in person. Jason, you want to take over?
Yeah, I suppose. We cut back and we leave the, we leave the flashback there, actually. And we're back to Momonosuke, because this is just Yamato kind of telling a story. And Momonosuke is kind of surprised that there was a pirate who was trying to save Wano, before Luffy. And Yamato just kind of like casually drops that Kaido is his father. And Momonosuke freaks out. And Yamato's like, don't worry, I'm Odin, remember? And Momonosuke's like, that makes even less sense. I don't know. I really enjoyed that with Yamato telling the story to the kids and Momonosuke just freaking out
Well, we got
because
Shinobu with the straight face roll away. The same. You see it?
right, yeah, Shinobu just doesn't care. And we also get a nice little clarification between Yamato, or that's Nami who's talking to Otama, and Nami's kind of breaking it down for that. Luffy was hit by it harder than Otama was. We also got a nice little, what is it, panel with Otama describing why she's been working so hard to become a Kunoichi, that she believed in Ace. Then, of course, we cut back to where the Ice Oni is going on right now. And Marco's kind of like, he's just messing everything up, dog. Because he has his flames, he kind of just gets to go, oh, I win. You know? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening to you.
Oh, I said and nobody said anything.
Oh well, I'm
Oh.
just listening to you narrate. You know, whenever you want to pass it off, I'll take it over.
Marco kind of tells Nico Robin and, quote, Bone Man to run into the castle. Because apparently he didn't care enough to keep up with Brooke's name.
It's because Brooke is so
Ev-
horny. Where's
Everybody
Tanner?
starts chasing Marco. He grabs Zoro and just kind of flies away. And we get another flashback here, which I'll hand back off to Tanner. I mean, not
Tanner.
Tanner. Jeremy.
Oh,
I
how
don't know.
could you? All right, so Zoro's flying up. He's on a nice view, and Marco's having a flashback of Ace going, "Please, Pops," and Whitebeard's going, "No, you idiot. How many times have I told you? You know who used to be the second division commander before you and why this position was unfulfilled for so long?" And Izo's going, "We only just learned of Odin's death several years after it happened." And Marco the pineapple is chomping on a pineapple like it's an apple or something. Who does that? He's like,
That would hurt.
have you? There's a gif of Guy Fieri eating a pineapple like that too. It's the funniest thing ever. He's like, "We considered moving on Wano many times, but never did in the end. Could you imagine what would happen and how many lives would be lost?" And Ace is like, "Let me go on my own. I'm gonna do it. I'm a big boy." And Whitebeard's thinking, and then he swings at Ace. He's like, "You think you could vanish the man that Kozuki Odin couldn't? Oh, don't be conceited." Page turn. We get, Marshall D. Teach laughing. He's like, "Haha, Odin was tough. I get wanting to take out a big shot though." And then, Mark was like, "Shut up, Teach." We get a nice little scene between Ace and Izo and Marco, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't keep my promise if I don't get stronger." And they're like, "Well, that's how heavy the promise is, but if Pops ever gives you the go-ahead, send me an invitation." Click, click, Izo. And Marco's like, "Yeah, I'd be interested too," because he's always late to the party. And
Don't forget, Blackbeard's other commander is there too. The third ship commander, the one with the diamond powers.
Oh, Whitebeard's other commander, Jozu, Diamond Jozu. Yeah, he's there.
Yep.
And we get another commander right there as well. I can't remember his name. But, as we flash forward, we get Marco reminiscing and crying tears of joy at the times gone. Next page, we get a nice... It's a nice page, It's a double spread. So turn your phones or some shit. Oh, shit. Queen is like, "Don't assume you can just fly right past us. And all the samurai below are surely dead." And we get Queen's fruit. It's the dragon fruit, ancient type, Brachiosaurus model. And then we get King flying up, and he's like, "Once Kozuki Odin's son is dead, the battle is over." And his fruit is the dragon fruit, ancient type, Pteranodon.
Yeah, I was really confused by that because both of them had already had their fruits revealed.
Yeah,
it wasn't like we didn't know until this point.
Well, you gotta realize that this is a weekly manga. So, like, every now and then, he'll pop it up again and be like, "Hey, look, here it is, here it is again. Reintroduction." Alright. Oh my god. I just swiped forward to the beginning. Alright. Marco's like, "If you really think that you're in for a rude awakening, you gotta fight the new generation now." And Queen decides to pop out some cannons from his mouth, and shoots at Marco, who is unfazed by the pussy bullets. And then we cut back to Otama and Nami, and Angela can take that page and subsequent ones.
Oh, so yeah, it looks like that's Otama, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Otama's like crying, and she's like, "Ace's brother." Then I touched a really sore spot for him. And we have Nami is just like, "Don't worry. If he was upset, he would have told you. More importantly, let's do that plan of yours." And then we cut back. Is that a cage?
It's the storeroom.
Okay. And then we cut back to Momonosuke, and he's all surprised. He's like, "So he was Roger's son and Luffy's brother?" He's like, "Is this true?" We cut back to Yamato Momonosuke and that the ninja, I can't remember her name. Um, Yamato's like, you're the ones who brought Luffy here to Wano, aren't you? And they're like, yes. Out of all the pirates as numerous as stars in the sky, you happened to meet him and brought him to this country. I can only consider that as an act of fate. And still, Yamato, after all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle.
You're gonna drop some shade on Shinobu like that? And the one ninja chick, I don't know her name. Wow.
Oh,
I'm terrible with names, especially ones that are hard to say. I just like
something
Oh, go ahead,
something
Jason.
I noticed immediately in this chapter that I think a lot of people didn't. You see the hole in the storeroom. It it shows that Shinobu was actually the one who made it. You can kind of see the ripe powers on it.
What are you
hmm.
seeing?
The panel right below Otama, where it's like, huh? There's a hole in the storeroom that they're in.
Oh, yeah.
How they got
There.
in, and it was one of Shinobu's.
I don't see a hole. Are you talking like on the mesh fence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, well, they they showed him going in through the entrance of the storeroom, but I just think it's damage.
oh no, that
Okay.
looks like Shinobu to me, but okay.
I mean, you just read the chapter where they walk into this, run into the storeroom and go, oh yeah, we can hide here. Uh, Angela, you want to continue on with at the top of
Uh,
Onigashima?
okay. Yeah. So it looks like um it's Big Mom. She's like, "Hiya, Mom. Yummy flames." She's always hungry. My
That's
stomach is
Prometheus.
full. What? Oh, is that
That,
Prometheus?
yeah, he eats flames, and then Zeus eats the thunderclouds.
Oh, okay. My stomach is full and crackling too. I'm all recharged. So yeah, it is Prometheus. And now we cut back to Big Mom laughing. So Straw Hat's not here. Um, and then she's on Prometheus and she yells down, "Hey Kaido, kill as many as of them as you want, but leave Nico Robin alive." Okay. You want to finish it up, Jason?
Yeah, I'll finish it up with a double spread we got going on here. We got Kaido, who's kind of insulting her daughter Pudding. Well, not really insulting, but he's kind of just like, didn't you have a plan for that? And Mama's like, I can't just wait around for her to awaken her powers. She's kind of throwing shade at her own daughter. And Mama's a terrible mama, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
the way
You
she
think?
treats her kids. There's something, I noticed a discontinuity error in the anime, though. She killed
Mm.
her son, the minister of ice cream, or something like that. And he had like his hair that was like split half pink and blue. And she killed him. But later in the anime, during the scene where the tarts are chasing the Straw Hat ship, he was shown being on Smoothie's ship. He even had a line.
Yeah, that's because if you remember, Perospero, or no, sorry, Montdor went up to one of Big Mom's soul collecting homies and went, give him every single bit of his lifespan back, every single bit, and that's what they did.
That I don't like that.
Why? You can take lifespan, you could give it back.
I know, but that theoretically means that even if you kill someone, you can just give them lifespan. Or if they were to die of old age. That
Um,
essentially makes Mama immortal.
But
I wouldn't say that. I would say that each person has their own lifespan that can be given or taken, and you can only give them what you've taken from them. And if you can't give other people any of their any other person's lifespan. And with the Big Mom, she's not necessarily immortal because she's not adding it to herself. She's using it for homies.
Fair, fair.
All right, all right. Let's finish this chapter. Let's do it.
Yeah, and Mama kind of like she drops the bomb early that she's like, oh, so your road poneglyph isn't there, and Kaido's like, it's a bit too early to be showing your hand, isn't it? And then they kind of get in a 3 second long argument where they're yelling at each other. Mama's like, don't insult me. I still think of you as a little brother. And it's kind of dropped a bomb that during the day the old pirate group Rocks fell, she gave him a legendary model of the fish fruit. Ooh. The fish. And then they kind of close off the chapter and where they're like, whatever you say, we can talk after we get it. The One Piece, that is.
All right. And that was chapter 999, the sake I brewed. Hold on. The sake I brewed to drink with you. So fun thing about that chapter name, the it was based off a poem that a general was writing to another general who had recently deceased in battle, and the general was writing something along the lines of, "The sake I brewed to drink with you must now be drank alone." So it's a nice reference to Yamato and Ace's relationship in the chapter. But yeah, I thought it was a good chapter. Yamato for Straw Hat. I've been calling it for like tens of chapters now.
He really has.
Yeah, he really does really think Yamato is going to become a Straw Hat.
I mean, she has a reason to. She has a reason. She wants to be Odin. She wants to see the end of the world. She wants to have freedom. What better way than on the Pirate King's ship? Yeah. Buggy the Clown ship. Where's Tanner at? Tanner would have laughed at that. How did you guys feel about the chapter?
I really enjoyed the Yamato and Ace flashback. Like any flash.
It was nice to see that even if it's in flashbacks, Ace is having more relevance to the story, and it's starting to feel like less of he was created just to die, and more like even though he's dead, he still did have a lasting impact on the world. He wasn't just the second commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. He was, an impactful person.
It was really nice seeing, more about Ace. I mean, we got little snippets at the beginning of Wano, but this really, it really ties things together with why he was there and what he wanted to do there and all sorts of stuff like that. So I guess
a theory I have actually is that ancient model of the fish fruit, because as we know, Yamato wears sea prism stone cuffs, and Luffy took them off, and Yamato has yet to reveal his devil fruit. I think Yamato ate the legendary model of the fish fruit. That's what I think.
I think that Kaido ate it, and it ties in with Japanese folklore, where a koi fish rode a waterfall up to the top, and I can't remember which god, but a god blessed that koi fish with the power of flight, and that became the first Eastern dragon. So it'd be something like the fish fruit legendary or mythical model dragon, is what I'm assuming.
We shall see.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, Kaido has Magikarp scales on his human body and Gyarados scales on his dragon body. Oh shit.
Otherwise,
Ooh, it is early in this morning. Do we have any
all I
theories?
know is that
Oh, go ahead.
Chapter 1000 is going to be a bombshell.
I'm hoping so, man. Do you guys have any
Like,
theories about what's gonna happen? Don't speak
Angie?
at once, guys. Don't do that.
Maybe we'll finally find out what the Will of D means.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
I think it is very likely that either the One Piece or the Will of D is to be revealed in the next chapter.
I think it's more likely that the Will of D gets revealed than the One Piece. I feel like that's more of an end game thing. I don't know why they'd reveal it right now out of all places, but they probably they could. Will of D.
The only reason I think that is because of Kaido and Big Mom at the end.
But have they seen the Will, or have they seen the One Piece?
Well, we don't know that for sure, but we do know that Blackbeard is, or not Blackbeard, Odin has seen it, right? And if you'll remember, there was somewhere he mentioned along the time on Roger's ship about how people in the rest of the world kept something called journals, where they would write literally about every day and what they did. And he said that he wanted to do that too, until his expedition with Roger was over.
Yeah,
So I think it is highly
Yamato
likely
has it.
that I think it is highly likely that Kozuki Odin wrote about Laugh Tale and the One Piece and the Void Century, and that Kaido has it now.
Quite potentially. Well, I mean, Yamato has the logbook specifically.
Right, but I think it's likely that Kaido took a page out or something.
Possibly. I think
Leading
that
to her,
Yamato might talk about the Will of D to Momonosuke. I think that's a good possibility as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. Any other theories for Chapter 1000?
Not for me.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap this up here. It's a shorter episode. It's only 50-ish minutes. So Jason, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at SSMGameGuy, and that's pretty much it. You can also find me at our Discord server. I kind of, run our Discord and run our Twitter, so you can find me there as well.
Links to that will be in the description. Angela, where can people find you?
Twitter. Even though I don't post almost anything on there, it's Angie_Marie977.
You can find me on Twitter at SSB_side. You can also find all three of us, including Tanner, who is not here, the One Piece Virgin. You can find him on our Discord server, like Jason said. Link will be down in the description, as well as links to our Twitter, our Instagram, our SoundCloud, or YouTube, depending on where you're viewing this. Friendly shout out to William Delaflo, Will Flores, for doing our awesome logo and art. Shout outs to Simiux, our good friend Caesar. He did the intro sequence and the music you're hearing in the background. He's really awesome. His album just came out, 2109, I believe. It's a kind of a soul punk album. You should all check that out. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always add us on Twitter, talk to us on Discord. You can even email us at sidepieceanimepodcast@gmail.com. All these things will be down in the description or in the about section of our YouTube page. So is there anything else I'm missing, guys?
Yeah, we kind of talked about it last week that we would be starting a new upload time in the middle of the week, but we have yet to announce when that actually is.
Oh, that's right. So as everyone knows, we are taking the Virgin on a cruise through the One Piece story at large. We call it the Read Line. Well, at least I do. I don't know if it's been adopted by everyone else yet. But
Well, it kind of the active name of the series.
yeah, it's it would be really awesome if you guys could give it a listen. You can find a playlist on SoundCloud and Discord, or not Discord, SoundCloud and YouTube, where you could find the first episode there. The second episode, which we recorded yesterday, should be coming out on Wednesday, right? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday at 4 p.m. CST.
4 p.m. CST, guys. It's really fun. I'm gonna shamelessly promote it. The Pirate King appears in there. God Buggy D Clown, God of the Pirates. And yours truly voices him. It's really fun. We do a lot of wacky things, wacky voices and
Don't
stuff like
forget
that.
the best voice, Angie as Mayor Boodle.
Oh my goodness, that was such a good performance, babe.
I love Mayor Boodle.
If you guys want to watch it, that would be awesome. It's best consumed as you're reading, the series. It's definitely not a substitute for anything like that. I'm watching you, Shueisha. Don't take down my videos, please. So if you do want to read One Piece, you can always find that on Shueisha's MangaPLUS app. You can also find it Shonen Jump. viz.shonenjump.com, I believe, is what the website is. It's available worldwide. Not all countries have it. I'm very sorry. You'll have to find a legal site to read it. But it's really cool. It's really good. And if you want to buy the physical copies, you can always find those on Amazon. I believe Germany actually has a really, really prolific manga industry. I think they're ahead of us in the USA in One Piece volumes too. They've already translated past where we are. Is there anything else I'm missing, guys? I tend to be forgetful about this stuff.
Not that I can think of.
Make fun of Tanner.
Tanner. I miss Tanner. Tanner needs to hurry his ass up, dude. He needs to...
Tanner was the only one who laughed at your jokes, and now you're like, man, what am I gonna do?
I laugh at my jokes. That's all I need. I am that sad person.
You've always been that sad person.
I've always been that sad person. But, it's alright. It's all good. Alright, guys. Well, without further ado, links in the description to all the Side Piece Anime podcast stuff. It would really be awesome if you liked and shared this video. It helps get the word out. And without further ado, we'll see you later, guys.